Yeah. What do you see as the moral purpose of the United States in the way you mentioned it just now?
Well, we've been the shining light of not only being a democracy ourselves and, having political opponents respect each other and work well together, but also, saying that even though we're in this very powerful position, we won't abuse that position. And, okay, if we allowed ourselves, to let other people spend too little on some things, there's a balance there. But if you become too much of a bully and you're not keeping democracy, which requires reducing the polarization and bridging some of these divides, that's a little bit scary. Democracy is a fragile concept, and particularly at a time when AI is coming along, and the government will have to play a strong role in saying, okay, these jobs have been lost, but we're more productive overall, and therefore here's how we help those people. How do we keep AI as a primarily beneficial thing versus a thing that bad people use and it messes up these job markets? That I expect the 2028 presidential debate, AI policies will be the most important thing. And I was a little bit surprised in this election that wasn't discussed hardly at all.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I didn't actually think of that, but you're right. It didn't come up at all. Yeah, that's fascinating. How do you prepare for something like that? It would need to be surrounded by the right people and having the parties.
Well, you've got to educate everyone. You can't count on the technologists to shape these things. Social networking, we're still arguing about what the policies should be. And, the fact that algorithms reward outrageous things that even if they're not at all factual, and AI heightens all of that. And, this is an era where getting the politicians to see the technology, including all this good stuff, personal tutors, better medical care, even making the government more efficient. This is the most promising set of tools because bureaucratic paperwork, AIs actually are pretty darn good at reading and processing those kinds of things. So, we're on the precipice of these AI breakthroughs, the reliability and capabilities. It's kind of an extension of what I worked on as a child, personal computers, then internet, then cell phones, and now AI. But it's because it's super intelligence, it's of a different character, and it'll put us to the test on how we work together within the U.S. and how countries work together.